What's going on, everybody? Cali Death Podcast back once again, episode 53. We're missing the Professor hard right now. He's actually in a plane, probably, I think, right now, heading to our guest's destination. This is something we'll talk about very soon. Thank you to all the subscribers. Thank you to all the new subscribers. Thank you to everybody who is with us every single week. We love that. We keep bringing it for you guys every single week. And thank you to Casey and Joel, my resident homies with me this week. Joel's just been on a recent episode of Copper Crab Podcast. Go check that shit out. Very good episode. My best friends who is a clown. He does the clown stuff very well on that episode. So
by
go
drunk,
check it
but
out.
not by trade. Speaking of by drunk, but so I want to give a shout out also again. I did it on that podcast, but thank you to Pat from Belching Beaver for hooking me up a bunch of seltzers. He saw me drinking a bunch of seltzers on the podcast and wanted to just basically semi-endorse my alcoholism and give me some. No. I guess they're basically they were seeing me drink a bunch of White Claws and we're like, dude, we got better shit than that. Well, they do the Deftones beers and stuff like that. So yeah. So shout out to
super
Pat.
cool that Belching Beaver, the Deftones. Do they do any other bands besides Deftones?
They do like 5 Deftones beers. There's like the Ohms one. There's Phantom Bride. There's
so where are they based? Where are they based at?
I want to say up north. I have no idea. Shit. I don't, there's some sort in the United States somewhere. Like,
so it's not Cali.
I think it is. I think it is.
Okay.
Sacramento, Oceanside, California. That's where Casey is.
Boom. Just read your can, bro. But yeah, dude, Belching Beaver, dude, with the fucking what's up, dude? They're watching our podcast and shit. That's what's up.
Yeah,
dude.
I know.
Cheers to those guys for sure.
Fuck yeah.
Well, today we have a very special guest, somebody who has been the drummer of a band that has been actually very, very prominent in the last 15 years of my life, at least 15, 16, maybe 17 years. But the band that he's in is something that if you don't know about this, you need to be checking this out after this episode for sure. If you guys are into prog metal, instrumental prog metal, this is the fucking shit, dude. And we got Hunter. Is it Ginn?
Ginn.
Excuse me. Hunter Ginn, the drummer of Canvas Solaris, and also co-host with Jeff Wagner, who's a very prolific writer in the metal scene. He was reviewing for Metal Maniacs, right? Is that correct, Hunter?
Yeah, he was at the end of his tenure there, I guess the last couple of years, he was actually the co-editor.
That's fucking amazing, dude. So
he's been in the industry forever, worked for Relapse back in the mid 90s, did that, worked for Century Media, The End, worked for Sony. So yeah,
he's been all around, dude.
Been around, man.
Yeah. And if you love metal and you want to know about what goes on outside of just the music, you know, there's so many other facets of our community that are pushing just as hard as the artists that you're listening to. These guys are at the top of the list of guys that just super into music. I love Radical Research, dude. I'm a brand new fan, but I love it, dude. I love it so much. I've already listened to like 7 episodes this week, dude.
Yeah, can you explain like what's the format of it? What do you guys talk about? What's the main thing on there? Because I definitely haven't listened to it yet, but hearing Anthony Beal, he's been texting me about it too. Yeah, no, he's stoked on it. Like he wants to basically get me into it. And can you, for other listeners, can you tell everyone what it's all about?
Yeah, I think in a nutshell, it's just about sort of the margins of metal and rock. You know, we just talk about super weird. It started like as a book idea. Actually, we were going to write a coffee table book on Norwegian post-black metal. And then Jeff realized, like, I don't really think about money very often. And Jeff, like, is a very sensible person. He was like, Hunter, this doesn't make any sense financially. We should do a podcast. I was like, okay. So we started, I think our first podcast was on Oliver's William Blake record.
Yep.
So it kind of started there, and then we just talk about a bunch of weird like prog rock, and we talk about some more well-known bands too. Like we did one on My Dying Bride, but we did it on the 34% album. So it's like we try to find, if we talk about more well-known artists, like maybe some weird part of their discography or some weird thread within their discography, and just kind of piece that out. But yeah, it's a lot of fun.
So like the lyrical stuff you're talking about, like
just the whole thing, dude.
Yeah, mostly music, but
music-wise.
We totally talk about some of the weird lyrical stuff.
Totally, dude. And I'm all about that weird metal and weird other styles of music as well. I gravitate towards the ones who are on the outskirts or even beyond the outskirts,
Avant-garde, weirder.
Yeah. And that's why I fell in love with your guys' podcast so quick, because you guys have episodes on Død Heimsgard and Vedbunis Ende and like all these crazy underground Norwegian but super influential aspects of Norway. Like I love how you guys call it Norweird. The Norweird bands. And that is totally true, because if you think about it, like black metal in itself was something that was very much of an alienation. It was very new. Sure. They were trying to make a new style of metal, and then when they're doing that, they get to a point where now there's starting to be copycats and shit, and then it doesn't become its own original thing. And then you see all these bands from that era totally abandon metal and move on from it, because I think that they realized that it became a thing. It became like something that people wanted to copycat, and that's not what their original idea of that was. They wanted to be the standout, different, unique, new style of metal. And I praise them for abandoning it as soon as it became something that people wanted to replicate, because if you're trying to come up with something new and different, as soon as somebody else does it, it's not new and different anymore. Yeah,
I mean, the thing about even the sort of baseline second wave bands, they all had different sounds. Like Burzum didn't sound like Dark Throne, didn't sound like Emperor, didn't sound like Enslaved, and it's like, frankly, like a pretty weird form to begin with. So like just to Xerox that was kind of a betrayal of the original spirit anyway. And I think the most imaginative bands definitely evolved. But it's kind of like death metal too. I mean, you by like 92, I mean, you had bands that were just copying the Morsound style, and the most adventurous and imaginative bands started to absorb all these different influences and grow. I'm just naturally attracted to like that kind of fearlessness. That's just what I want to hear. I would rather hear somebody fail, spectacularly than succeed by just copying themselves over and over and over.
It's no different than chasing like the first high of a drug, like being exposed to something brand new that makes you perk up and be like, what's going on here, and then that feeling becomes something addictive. So you end up going into the more avant-garde and weird stuff to try and chase that feeling.
That's what it was. Definitely as kids, it's definitely what it was. You got the original thing gets you going. You get that first little high, and then you're like, what's next? And then you want to keep progressing. Like, what's crazier? What's weirder? What's crazy? And like,
I literally remember asking a record store clerk that, like, when I was 12, because I'd gotten into Soundgarden's Louder Than Love, and I got into Ministry, the live record. I was like, what next? And he sold me Sepultura's Arise.
Oh yeah.
And it took the left-hand path, and that was pretty much the end of my life. Like, okay, well, this is what we're doing. So
Yep.
Hell dude.
So as Anthony says, why don't we take it back, dude?
Yeah, dude. Let's Hunter, we want to get your story. We want to get the band story. We want to get all this in here if we can have you for as long as you let us, dude.
Yeah.
I want to know your origins. We like to take this thing back to when you're a child, and we want to know what your parents are playing on the stereo while you're playing with your Legos.
Sure. Yeah.
What pushed you to get into percussion, and if it wasn't percussion, what was your first instrument? That type of thing.
Okay. I tend to talk kind of circuitously, so if I just like ramble on and on, just tell me to shut up.
Go for
Dude,
it.
we're podcasters. We love that.
Yeah. So I did not grow up in a musical household in like the traditional sense. Like, no one in my family actually plays an instrument, but like my parents love music. One of my earliest memories, my dad had plastered our hot water heater with Kiss and Black Sabbath stickers.
Nice.
And my dad was like just a rocker from the get-go. And I always remember like the first 4 ZZ Top records playing, Who up to Quadrophenia, Sabbath, all that kind of stuff. And there was always music going in the house too. And like a lot of like Southern R&B and soul, like Muscle Shoals, Stax kind of stuff. Otis Redding, Percy Sledge.
Hell yeah, dude. I love Otis Redding so hard, dude.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And my mom is from Augusta and used to go see James Brown play on the regular. And I'm like super, super jealous of that. Because Clyde Stubblefield and Jayma Starks, like 2 of the greatest drummers ever to live.
Most sampled drummer in hip hop, by the way.
Yeah. Oh yeah, totally. Yeah. For good reason. So I grew up with a lot of music around. I'm 42. So I came of age during like that golden age of MTV. And the first inkling of playing the drums was actually Dire Straits' Money for Nothing video. Because all the shit lit up when he hit him. I actually thought that was super dope. I was like, I want to do that. And when I got my first set of drums, they didn't light up. It's like, what, these are broken, So my first instrument actually was guitar.
Okay.
And that did not take. I used to have like a little like ottoman in my parents' house. And I would take wooden spoons and just beat
the shit out of
hell out of them.
Yeah.
And my dad always used to say, he's like, yeah, we're such good parents, so we got him a guitar. So that didn't really take all that well. And when I was 13, it's actually like my birthday's in end of December. So it was like right before I turned 13 for Christmas, they got me a set of drums. And that was in like late 91. And that took. It actually didn't really take immediately because the drums were much harder than I thought they were going to be. I didn't really account for like all the limbs, like I was like, I got this, like with the hands. And so like for the first year, I joined a band almost immediately. And I can't decide in retrospect whether that was a good idea or not, but
what we just played music was it?
I guess you would call it like alternative rock, maybe something like. I don't know. I honestly don't even remember any of the songs.
Was it original covers?
It was originals.
Oh, okay.
Nice. Yeah, I played with two guys whose ambition sort of outpaced their ability. But one guy, the bassist, was really probably the most influential person in like my early days in terms of like pushing me to do things. And so the first year, I just kind of like played. And about a year after that, I was buying a pair of sticks in the local music store. And there was an issue of Modern Drummer. And Steve Smith was on the cover. And I bought it. And I just started reading and like, I didn't know any of the names in there. It's like, who is Vinny Colaiuta and Dave Weckl? I was like, these guys aren't even in bands. They must suck. Like, what's a session, man? Join a band. Fuck, you know? And I started to so back in Modern Drummer in those times, they would like have whoever, was interviewed, they would like list their most influential records. And I remember Steve Smith listed Miles Davis, Nefertiti with Tony Williams, and Mahavishnu's Emerald Beyond with Michael Walden. And I got both of those, and that pretty much just changed everything. And that's when I really started, that's when I got serious about the drums. Yeah. And I started studying and listening to jazz and fusion and taking other things really, really seriously. So that's really kind of where I got serious.
And that's still at 13 years old?
I was 14 then. Yeah. Okay. I just turned 14. Yeah.
Do you think your parents like eclectic tastes and from seeing the Black Sabbath Kiss stickers to James Brown on the other side, and do you think that kind of like started this kind of like wanting to be different and mix things together and just having a bigger spectrum of everything?
Yeah. Like my dad used to describe the radio format back in like the late 60s for me. And he always talked about how there were no boundaries and how there was like no difference between listening to like country blues and like early metal and psychedelia and all this other stuff. And that always really appealed to me. I hate how things are so compartmentalized these days, and how if you play something, it's got to follow this set of rules. Yeah. It's like it doesn't. It's just got to be good. And so, yeah, I think that was a really, really influential force early on in my life. For sure.
That's one. Yeah, about like progressive. We talked about it before. Like when you throw progressive like on a tag on something or a genre of music, that could mean you play some Indian music on top of some African beats, or like it could be like the most insane. There's no rules in progressive music. It's basically just like do something talented, crazy, and different. That's all it really means.
That's like totally what it should be about. Jeff calls it lowercase p progressive metal. But I even had people like talk to me about like instrumental metal, like it's a kind of music. It's like we don't have a singer. Like that's it. Like it, but a lot of instrumental music in the last like 10 or 15 years is kind of like found this little niche, and it's settled into this comfortable space. But yeah, dude, I'm totally with you. Like progressive metal is like you just do whatever you want to do. Mm-hmm. And exactly. There are no rules,
Yeah. Be on that outer perimeter, just outside of it.
I got into that stuff like early on, like kind of like in high school, like Tool was the band that kind of got me like kind of like in that like thinking like and stuff. And of course like Soundgarden and bands that had like odd stuff, but mainly Tool. And then like soon after that it was Rush. I was like all about Rush, and like all that, especially the like 70s and 80s stuff. But I like a lot of it. But yeah, and then it was like, like where to go from there, and like right when I started taking drum lessons, my teacher's like, "Oh man, have you heard of King Crimson? You got to get into that band." He like pushed us all to like check out King Crimson. So I wore the shirt tonight because you were coming on, and I know all this. I was like listening to a bunch of Canvas Solaris stuff and just absorbing it because we used to listen to it a bunch back in the day too.
You guys were the soundtracks like, to so many Thunderdome.
Oh man,
Furniture Dome.
Way back in the day. We're talking early 2000s.
If we were all together, and our homie Josh, shout out to Josh. Yeah. He's also a super fan, dude, and it would literally be the background to a fucking Odious party. Odious
dude, I'm honored, man.
Dude, it really was. Dude. And not only that, if I'm gonna ruffle your feathers a little bit more, I'm gonna tell you that I even woke up to Canvas Solaris song for like a year. I had a iHome that would dock your iPod, and you can set the song to what you'd wake up to, and it was a song off of now in my head what's the one that starts with the P? Penumbra.
Penumbra Fuse. Yeah.
Okay, so what horizontal?
Horizontal Radiant. Yeah,
dude, that song woke me and my wife up for like over a year.
Oh yeah, this album right here. Yeah.
Your wife probably hates me.
No, dude, she loved it. She was super excited to hear
song again.
She literally, I was like, dude, we're having the drummer from Canvas Solaris on. She's like, no fucking way. Because she knows. She woke up to that. I said, we're not waking up to any other song. If you need to wake up before me, this is the song you're waking up to.
Awesome.
That's
Thank
cool.
you,
It's like that's why I love these podcasts, because we have a bunch of these, these more underground, like that should have been more prolific in our heads, artists like Spawn of Possession, and I'm trying to get like Theory and Practice. I don't know if you remember that band.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah, I'm trying to get them on. I'm trying to get Anata on. I'm trying to get like all
these
bands.
Like, God, dude. Yeah, Nada's like a huge Canvas thing. We have like there's a song on a Radiance that Gail wrote called Soliton. And like we just shamelessly rip off that stuttered Anata guitar thing in that.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah. Oh man,
that's what's up, dude. I love that. It's like
I'm working on the dialogue right now. I need to get that.
A community that like we don't even realize how much we're like, passing shit back and forth, because really like Canvas Solaris and Odious Mortem had only been in touch like a few times through MySpace back in the day.
Yeah, MySpace. Yep.
I think you guys may have hit us up and said, hey, we're fans. If you're ever out on the East Coast, let's do some shows. And I was like, dude, this would be sick, but we never made it out there to, make that happen. But
yeah, we were playing Cryptic Implosion, like just nonstop.
Fuck yeah.
So, yeah.
That makes me feel so fucking good, dude. It really does to know that like that same thing was happening for you guys with our art. Your art was doing the same thing for us. And we're on two separate sides of the country. Yep. Never knew each other, but it was like a symbiotic thing that was going on.
Totally.
Then,
Well, yeah, I wanted to add too, like, because there was like so much music going on back in those times, and we would listen to so much stuff and everything, but there were certain things that we would listen to like over and over again, like Iron Maiden, like all the time, every day. But that was like super fun. But like, honestly, you guys were like one of the main like progressive bands, like along with like our friend Josh would put on like all this like insane shred, like Jason Becker, Perpetual Burn, and then Cacophony, and then Spastic Ink, and like all that kind of shit,
Oh yeah.
Or Jarzenbeck's solo albums and stuff like that. And so like we're just getting
we
all that
pushed
stuff
you right into that category, dude.
But you were like this like band that like got played just as much as all that stuff, and it was like
just as much, dude.
It was like this like chiller version of it, like in a sense it was just as crazy, but it was like more like a river flowing, like the music wasn't like
yeah.
I don't know, it's cool, man. It was like so sick, and so I have like nostalgic memories of your music because of that.
Man.
Like talking,
thank you guys so much.
10 plus years ago, it's crazy. Yeah,
it means an awful lot. Yeah,
and then the new stuff is so. I mean, I don't want to jump around, but why not? I mean, it's so fucking cool. Like
yeah.
I mean, how many years did you go between doing that recording versus?
Let's see. I guess there's 11 years between the release of the albums. And we can get into it more. There were a lot of things that sort of filled up those intervening years. But yeah, we took, I guess, like a good 2 years kind of off. We actually, I guess you would say, broke up, or just kind of called it quits after Radiance. Not as friends at all. Like we're best friends. Like those guys, I mean, I love those dudes. And like same with Jeff, man. Like I am so blessed to have all those dudes in my life. Like,
dude, you and Jeff, and we're super jumping around. We totally got way ahead of ourselves with this, but I'm just going to say it one more time.
I told you this would happen with you. It's
all good. No. It's our fault.
It's all good. It is all good, dude. We are not excited. To the books. We're not by the books with this shit at all.
Yeah.
You're in Jeff's, I could tell your connection, your relationship, and how you guys play off of each other. It's something that really caught on with me very quick with listening to your podcast. I could tell that these dudes, if it is two dudes that want to do this, these are the two dudes that should do it. That's exactly what I felt, dude.
Awesome. Yeah, I mean, we've been having these talks for 20 years, and it just kind of made sense at a certain point, like to turn those conversations into something more.
Mhm.
And that's basically what it is. Like, we didn't want it ever to be, we take it really seriously, and we're really serious about how it's formatted and the material and everything. But like, we just wanted to have fun with it. Like, and just, like be this, conversation between these two guys that are just, batshit about all this weird music.
Nice.
And it's been really cool to connect with people that like have the same kind of interests as us. Like, we're not alone. That's been an amazing thing. Like, Jeff started doing like posting our playlist on Facebook, and that really kind of has become a community in and of itself, like where the people that listen to the show start talking to each other, and like, oh man, I didn't know you were into Algion or whatever, and like, then all these other people have connected, and that's just a super cool thing.
Oh yeah, dude, it's the best, dude.
It's like, music is just such a it's like I just love connecting with people through music. It eliminates every division that human beings put up, like between themselves. It's
exactly. Like, there's all the beginning steps of becoming a relationship or close to each other are gone. Like like all that bullshit that you got to get out of the way before you get down underneath the fucking the layer of the above layers. You get down below, we get down underneath that so much quicker than most. And you are a great example of that, Hunter. Like, we've been in touch this whole week, and dude, you're already my homie, bro.
Dude, I felt like you and I were friends. Like after 2 text messages, I was like,
literally was that, dude.
Yep. Yeah, totally, man.
And I truly feel that way too. And I think that we got a what is it? A neck? What is it? A neck up? We got one step. We're one step ahead of most humans with this shit, because there's there's a foundation that's already laid, and we kind of know how to get through the bullshit really quick,
Yep.
And the bullshit is gone. Hunter's my homie. We're now on Cali Death Podcast with motherfucking Hunter, fucking talking about Canvas Solaris. So wait.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, let's get back to your. I was just going
to draw the parallels. We will draw the parallels between the two podcasts. So Hunter said that his podcast started from him and his buddy having a good time and talking and getting, having the conversation, be like, we should fucking record this. Mm-hmm. That's exactly how this whole thing started.
Exactly.
And then he also said the main thing, which we kind of skipped over, which is that the original idea was for a book. So, that professor,
professor.
Joseph wants to write a book, like kind of like with the just going through all of metal and death metal and stuff like that. And like, it's kind of like the same fucking thing. It's like almost like the same reasons why the podcast started.
I mean, but that's cool that like there's like parallel thinking, and there's guys that are realizing, hey, if they're doing a book on prog metal, why aren't they doing a book on technical death metal? Right. And we realize, like, okay, well, if nobody else is doing it, then we're gonna fucking do it. And the professor he took the reins and said, you know what, Cali death metal in general needs a book. I'm gonna fucking try and make it happen.
That's awesome.
Oh yeah.
And same thing with you guys. And I, again, radical research. Anybody who is watching this and doesn't know what the fuck I just said, go Google that shit right now, because you guys want to talk music. You guys don't know how to talk music. You guys don't know how to talk music. Hunter and Jeff know how to talk music.
We talk in odd time signatures. Yeah.
Oh shit!
They talk. Wait. Fucking 7
counterpoint.
Do you guys use it?
Right.
Do you guys use a click track to your podcast?
Yeah. We like, we pick like
Is it all mapped out?
time signatures, for each episode. Stick to those. Yeah,
that's the future.
It's like, dude, it's 33, not 35.
Yeah,
God. Yeah, it's 8 notes, Jeff. Jesus, man.
Yeah.
They're like 47 minutes into a podcast. Like, dude, you fucked up, dude. You got to go all the way back.
We got to start over, man.
Because we're analog, dude.
Are you guys like?
Totally.
Are you guys like a
Shit
one
ain't
take?
quantized. Yeah.
Oh shit! You guys do it analog. You like so you record your podcast to tape.
A 2-inch reel. Yeah.
From a click track.
And
if you fuck up, you have to go back and do it again from the beginning.
Yep.
Damn.
And we can only do like 16 minutes at a time.
That's insane, dude. Wow.
Holy shit.
I mean, if you have to edit, you have to cut the tape. Like, literally.
We got our straight razors out.
And then
splicing.
That's insane. I don't know how you guys do that. That's crazy. Shit.
Holy shit.
Wow.
That's
See,
good.
without the professor here, it's chaos in class. It's like
that's all right, dude.
Lord of the Flies, dude. Like podcast here.
Yeah, by this time, Joseph would be like, dude, all right, let's reel it back, dude.
I was just about to,
I'm gonna do it in true form.
I was going to do it, but you can do it.
The professor is coming through me right now, so let's go back a little bit, dude.
All right.
Let's go back to the percussion. You got your kit, and things are starting.
90s alternative bands, stuff like that. You're jamming in, stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and I played. So I grew up in a little town about 45, 50 minutes northwest of Savannah. And it was just a little backwater, this place called Statesboro, Georgia. And there weren't a lot of like-minded people there. Like but there were some like-minded people there. I mean, like, 3/5 of like anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself, but so I just kind of played in bands as I could find people that I just enjoyed being around, but played kind of more rock-based stuff because that's just like those were the players that I could find. And back in 1998, Nathan, who Nathan's kind of my platonic life partner.
Nice.
Nate's my dude, and he had this band called Publicon, and he had started with this dude Andy Jones, and I used to play with Andy when I was in high school, and they were really like the first legitimate heavy band in Statesboro, and they played this really, really, like, they were instrumental too, and they were kind of like Helmet meets Don Caballero, like with some Fugazi too.
Fuck yeah.
They were a sick band, and like I would go to all their shows, and Nate and I would see each other at those shows and kind of talk. And their last show was in, I think, April of 99. And Nate and I were like hanging out before the show and just talking music. And in 30 minutes before the show, we discovered that we both liked Carcass, Skinny Puppy, Kraftwerk, and Cynic. And we were like, well, dude, they were breaking up. That was like, they knew that was their last show. And Nate's like, well, we got to hang out. Two guys that are this weird, we got to hang out.
To have the 4 of 4 on those bands is definitely fucking, we need to talk more, dude.
yeah, totally. Yeah. And I think I was Casey, I was wearing a crimson shirt that night. Nathan was wearing a Skinny Puppy shirt. And it was like, nice. Yeah.
I used to be down a Skinny Puppy, man. I used to get into that stuff.
Hell yeah. And so about a month and a half later, we played for the first time with our good friend Jimmy, who was a founding member of the band. And that was it. It was just like, it was immediate. It's kind of like, Anthony, it was kind of like our text messages. Like you just knew like you were going to be friends with this dude. Like Nate and I like hit that first note and it was like, okay, we're going to be partners.
Yeah.
And so, that's kind of where it began. And, a lot of people that listen to Canvas, because the stuff's has never been released, but I mean, we were a death metal band for, the first 2.5 years.
Oh shit.
You guys I thought I read somewhere that you guys had a vocalist in the beginning, right?
We did. Well, so Nathan was the vocalist originally, And then Brad Jeffcoat, and this is a little bit of Canvas Solaris trivia for you. Brad Jeffcoat, who was our first kind of dedicated singer, actually was a Jeopardy champion in 2006.
He actually won it?
Hold on a minute, Anthony. I'm about to send you a picture.
Do it, dude.
So,
holy shit.
Yeah, I'm sending it to you now. Yeah, dude was actually on and won an episode of Jeopardy.
Damn.
Yeah, all right. That's him on Jeopardy, actually.
Fuck, dude. All right, I'm gonna see if I can zoom this in on the camera. Can we?
I can kind of see it.
That's Brad Rock. Yep.
That's after he won, or is he?
Yeah, I don't. You know, I hope that's before. He doesn't seem real thrilled that that's after he won.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's a champion. Like he went to the. Don't they have like a hall of champions?
He won an episode.
Yeah,
right?
no, I don't think he did that. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I mean, just the gauntlet that the guy went through. I had no idea what it took to actually get. You ever like watch Jeopardy and you're like, how are all these people so smart? Like, there's a reason, man, dude.
My kindergarten
six
teacher
things to get there.
My kindergarten teacher made it on, and she lost so hard.
Heavily vetted. But man, if you get on, good for you.
Yeah,
you've already won in some respect if you just get on.
Oh, dude, you feel so sick when you have that run on Jeopardy, like at night, and you're sitting there with your family, and you're like,
yeah.
I got fucking 6 answers tonight, dude.
But did you buzz in time though? Did you buzz in?
No, and I didn't say what is or why is. Dude. I blurted out, fucking like, Cheetos, dude.
You'll see them all get like all of them get it. They all get it, but like whoever gets the buzz first gets it. You know what I mean?
That's
like,
what's up, dude. And you know when you see them like
I know, so they get all mad at it. That's crazy, man. Fucking
that is wild.
Yeah.
So
that he's in the first incarnation of Canvas.
So we were let's see. I guess the first 2 years we were a trio. And we recorded, and I'll send you this stuff. Our death metal stuff. Yeah,
I would love it, dude.
Later.
Yeah.
Because that really, to me is a huge part of the story.
I hate missing that story. Not just with Canvas, but I'm saying with other bands too. Like
you guys should post it.
To not.
Yeah, I know. We keep saying that, and we just never do it.
I love. I mean, I'm just gonna bring this out because you had mentioned Cynic earlier. Focus is probably my all-time favorite, in the progressive death metal realm. But
changed my life, man.
If I didn't hear those demos, I don't think I would appreciate Focus as much as I did.
Agree.
Oh, yeah,
even though I love those
good.
demos so much, and actually, like, if that incarnation just kept on going with that, I probably would have still loved it. But knowing that this is what they were doing before Focus just opened it up even more. So for you to say that there is like an earlier Canvas with a vocalist that's more death metal and shit, and I'm like, oh, dude, I gotta fucking hear that
Portal demo or whatever. Yeah, fuck yeah.
Yeah. I'll make sure I send that stuff to you guys.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, dude, I would love to have that, dude. I really would truly cherish listening to that, no doubt.
Sweet. So we were a death metal band. Played a good bit regionally. And in, I guess, kind of the turning point. So we did 2 4-song demos in 2000. I think we recorded one in April of 2000 and then one in like December of 2000. And in May, I think it was May of 2001, Jeff left Metal Maniacs. And he posted his like phone number, his email address. And he was like, hey, thank you guys, everybody, for reading, all the support. If anybody wants to reach out, feel free. And Jeff was like I actually kind of have to pinch myself sometimes because like Jeff was like a god to me.
Yeah.
And now he'll call sometimes. I'm like, oh God, really? Not now, Jeff. Like
Yeah,
I'm busy, Jeff. Yeah. But so I reached out to him back then and was just like, dude, you turned me on to like literally 100 bands, and, you know, got me through a bunch of weird times and stuff. And he and I kind of started talking back and forth. Nathan was a little more enterprising. And Nathan's like, hey, Jeff, I got a band. Can I send you our demo? And Jeff said, well, yeah, sure. And like, the only thing I can promise you is perfect honesty. He's like, you know, if you guys suck, then I'm gonna tell you suck, you know, but sure, send it. I'll listen to it and let you know. And so we picked 3 songs between those, that initial 8, and sent it to him. And he really, really liked it and gave us some super positive feedback. And that was like a real shot in the arm. Then we were like, okay, well, we gotta step this up. And in November of 2001, we recorded the song called The Flesh Sequence. And when you guys hear it, I think you will hear the, like, kind of the missing link between the death metal canvas and like where we wound up. I do, especially the end of it. It has this coda that's made up of just, I think it's like Doombeck, vibraphone, synthesizer, and bass. And when we got done with that, Nate and I kind of looked at each other. We were like, why can't we do more of this?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And we started to like get claustrophobic, like playing death metal. Like, well, here, let me back up, because there's some failure that's kind of mixed into this that like that pushed us to where we are now. So after we got done with that, Jeff very graciously offered to shop our demo to some labels. Oh, nice. This is like early 2002. And I think he shopped probably like 10 or 15.
Jeff, you're talking about Jeff Wagner.
Yes.
So you've been homies with him for a long time.
Yeah. I was telling Joel and KC that we met Jeff through Canvas Solaris. Like through like Nathan submitted like some demo tracks to him, and he really liked them, and like we just became friends. Mm-hmm. And so we did this. He told us too. He's like, you need to record one more thing, and you know, let's see how this goes. And he saw enough growth in that song that he volunteered to shop it for us. And so he shopped it to probably like out of 10 or 15 labels. And we kept getting the same response. It was like, wow, this is really cool. No one's going to buy this. We don't know how to market this. And like by, 2002, like death metal had changed a lot. Like it was more about, Hate Eternal and Nile, Crisian, Centurion, just like, really, really more brutal, like more intense death metal. And we were at a step with that. We played kind of like mid-pace, dissonant, just weird ass death metal. And it was like, we were just kind of confused, but we had been talking about being instrumental like before that, Nate and I did. And like kind of the moment that cleaved everything, we opened for Origin here, and we were just like, okay, we need to figure, like, you realize how much you suck. And we were just like, okay, we are way out of our depths here. Like, we've got this other idea. Let's roll with that. Because like, there is no way to beat this band at this game, And like, it was just apparent to us too, like that what we were doing just wasn't going to go anywhere. Like in terms of a label, like we probably weren't ever going to be able to tour outside of the region. And we did, like, we already had songs that would, like, we'd already written Ecstatic Parataxis and Spheres and Design that both came on that were on the Sublimation album. So we already kind of had these songs and we're playing vocal versions of them, but we did feel kind of restricted. Like we were like, what if we want to do like 2 or 3 songs that like are entirely acoustic or entirely clean? Like we can't totally do this stuff as a death metal band.
I almost think that like a band like Cynic had they had the step up was that fucking Cannibal Corpse.
I was thinking about the Cannibal Cynic situation.
Because they were like, they were basically like a band that like that it wasn't in the same genre at all, but like the Cannibal Corpse was like, fuck it, this is like fucking new cool stuff, let's bring this shit and get them like kind of like get an in with the death metal community of like something like that. I feel like if Canvas got that like early on, we'd probably like be talking, you know, I feel like it'd be kind of like the same kind of style as far as like size band, you know what I mean?
Yeah. There are a lot of what ifs, I guess.
We all got what ifs.
We all got what ifs, you know. So I guess it was like May 2002. We just made a hard decision. Like, we're gonna, like, nobody's buying our death metal, like, so it doesn't really matter. Let's just do whatever we want to. And we were just like, let's just go instrumental. And we didn't really like think a whole lot about it at the time, but like, looking back on it now, there really weren't very many instrumental, like, heavier bands back then.
Yeah.
You know, but like, we just didn't really think about ever signing a record label or anybody ever listening to our music. We just wanted to, like, we were like, look, we're just best friends. We love playing music together. Let's just write whatever comes to us, and that'll be good enough.
Yeah. And
Matt Rosinski at Tribunal Records back then, dive bomb now. We're back working with Matt. He was just really stoked on this idea. These like young guys that were into Anacrusis and Mekong Delta and you know, all this like weird 80s and early 90s, like, you know, prog thrash and shit. And he was like, we'd recorded Spatial Design. And I guess it's an EP because he released it. I was never entirely comfortable with it because it sounds like shit. And I'll tell you guys about the recording of that later. Like,
let me just tell you, dude. I know as the artist, you're never gonna back certain things in your catalog, but it's not about you. It's about me, the listener, and the listener. This was the first thing that I heard of you guys was that Spatial Design. It may have been a Metal Maniacs fucking magazine that Jeff probably was hooking you guys up with a fucking little fucking blurb or whatever. But I had seen you guys in the magazine, and you get the little blurb of a few sentences of what this band's like if for fans of this and that. And I saw, you know, Cynic and Death and Atheist, and I was like, yes, and yes, I'm definitely gonna fucking check this shit out. And when I heard it, dude, I love that like dirtier sound though, dude. I know that you as the artist, you probably want it to sound a little bit better, but I'm going to tell you right now, like I'm an 80s kid. So it's like, that dirty sound actually like appeals to me, you know?
Cool.
And it's not that dirty. I've heard much dirtier that I saw.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah. Yeah. It was a rush job.
Dude. Go for it. Sorry.
No. I mean, like we recorded it in so where we recorded the Canvas demos was in Macon, and we were talking about Otis Redding and stuff. It was at the Capricorn studio, like where the first Allman Brothers record was recorded. Like, it's kind of like this. I mean, it's a really significant part of Georgia, you know, music history.
Totally.
But the college there, Mercer, bought that place like as a preservation effort, and they were going to turn it into like a museum. And so they shut it down as a functional studio, and the engineer there went up to Greenville, South Carolina, and started working in this new studio. And he knew we were working on music. He's like, you guys should come up and we'll cut some songs. And like, we get up there, and basically there was a control room and like this 5,000 square foot unfinished warehouse space. And like, it was in December, and it was snowing outside, and it was so fucking cold. And like, there was no heat or no conditioning in the tracking room at all. And we were like, that we're going to play. We were like locking up. And yeah, I mean, we did the whole thing, I think in like 2 days, like recording and mixed. And So I guess we should be thankful that it sounds like half as good as it does, but
it's what hooked me. That literally that was my first introduction to your band. And what is it? The microwave song. What's it called?
Oh yeah, Cosmic Microwave.
Cosmic Microwave. Yeah. There's like an Iron Maiden-y like melodic riff at the end.
Very much.
It hooked me so hard, dude.
I think that Nathan stole that off of like Somewhere in Time.
It doesn't matter, dude. It does not matter because that's literally the riff where I was like, okay, this is a band that I'm going to not only pay attention to, I'm going to buy everything that they have. So yeah.
Awesome.
So then, okay, so you're saying that was a rush job and it wasn't, as comfortable getting together and all that stuff. So then where do you guys go from there?
So we by the time we had done that, we were already for years, really up through Atomized Dream, we were always kind of like one album ahead of ourselves. Like by the time that we were in the studio for one record, we probably had like 3 or 4 songs for the next record already written. I guess it was like being young and having time, but like it was like the release dates were always like a little like skewed too. Like Penumbra came out in like February of 2006, but we recorded it in January of 2005. And so like we recorded that. And so we were already working on like the music for Cortical. In fact, we had recorded Cortical before Penumbra was even released.
Wow.
So because of the way that the releases went, we were always just kind of a little bit ahead of ourselves. So we were already working on the stuff that would be on Sublimation. And about midway through that year, Matt was like, are you guys going to make a full length? And we're like, yeah, we are, but we don't know where to record. And so he worked with Jamie King a lot. That it still does. But like Jamie was kind of his, like the house engineer back in the day. And he was like, you guys should consider working with Jamie. And I didn't really know anything that Jamie had done up to that point, but started listening to stuff and this dude's mixes sound really good. And the real like draw for me is I was in school in Winston-Salem, and that's where Jamie lived. So I was like, well, we can record the record and we got a place to stay and, the whole bit. And so we did that with Jamie. Like we show up to, we were already a little shell shocked from the last studio experience in this like warehouse. And we were like all stoked on recording with Jamie. And like we get an address. It's like, MapQuest, like when you would print out the directions and shit.
Yep.
And we get to the spot and we were like, is this it? It was like this house. And like we ring the doorbell and this woman answers. We were like, we're here to make a record? And,
question mark?
Yeah.
It's his mom. Like, I'm baking cookies for you guys. He's out in the back.
Dude, she made us fish sticks. Actually,
right. Nice.
She's like, I'll open up the the garage and you guys can load in. And I mean, I am not joking. And I mean, this is like where like Between the Berry and Me like did like Alaska and colors and stuff.
Yeah.
Like she opens up the garage. It's like 1,500 square foot, like cinder block garage. There's like a pegboard with power tools on it.
Wow.
Like, I mean, we were just like horrified. We were like, dude, what? We're right back to where we were. This is going to sound terrible. And like Jamie shows up, and he was really cool dude, like right away. And he asked Ben and Nathan, he's like, so you guys want your guitarist to sound like Death? And then we were like, okay, this guy's on the level, and by the way, yes, we want that. And man, that guy had like this supernatural like understanding of that space. Like we were all on top of each other, and like there was like perfect separation between the guitars and the drums and stuff. Because that record was like the bass of it was pretty much just done live. And I couldn't believe like what he could do in that room. And we recorded 4 bands in that room. I mean,
dude, with you explaining it and not me knowing that record, it's amazing to think that that was produced in a space that you're explaining.
I mean, yeah, it's the one thing I've always noticed about, like, because I'm a bass player, guitar player, but like the way that Canvas always sticks out to me, and this unique sound that they have with the guitars is that this kind of like that palm muted that it's kind of like the scratch. It's not. I don't want to say scratchy is not the term, but it's like but you have this like certain kind of like low distortion kind of like drive to it, but it's like its own sound. There's not really like another band that has it. It's like it's almost
you're saying finicky. It's like the friction.
Yeah, it's weird. You can hear like the pick and the strings, like the
yeah. I
perfectly
get what you're saying. Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like the I can't think of the term, but like basically like you can hear like the fucking pick scraping off the strings in a certain way, and when they do the kind of picking stuff, and that's kind of like the the Canvas Solaris sound to me. It's like that. It's like always had that kind of like, but I've never really heard it ever done again. It's just props to you, fucking Jamie and you.
No,
guys.
I agree, dude. I don't really hear any other band sound like Canvas at all.
Yeah, I mean, and I think there are a couple of things that make especially the first 3 records that we did as a trio with Ben Simpkins, who is an amazing guy. Right, Ben was a bass player and basically like became a guitar player because we asked him to be in the band. And like those first 3 records, the first 5 we did without a click. But like Ben and Nathan, like Nathan did most of the rhythm tracks on like Irradiance. He did I think all the rhythms on Irradiance, and then even on the new record, like Chris did a lot of rhythm stuff too, but like the core rhythm tracks are just Nate. But like on those first 3 records, like you've got 2 guitarists with very different styles and like no click track and no quantizing, and like you get that push and that pull and that very like human kind of effect to it.
Totally.
It doesn't sound, sometimes I've heard people say, you guys aren't that tight. It has a different sound to it.
I prefer
it's not. They're saying that not because it's not tight. They're saying that because the stuff they're used to hearing is like perfectly recorded, like
quantized and
like it's like section, but like making sure they're tight, and like it's like you have more like a Canvas
fluid.
Is more like it's realistic.
More of a fluid feel.
It's a human feel.
The fluidity.
It is. Yeah,
and it's something that guys. I'm going to sound like these kids these days, and Derek Roddy on his last episode too. But it's just like there is this fluidity and humanity to the older music before things could be manipulated in the studio.
Yeah, this breathing live kind of
and
thing.
Again, I'm not saying this. There is plenty of music that has been out now that I've heard and I like, and it's just something different. And Canvas, Odious, and all these bands before that, we loved that fluidity. We loved that humanity. Deprecated is one of my all-time favorite California death metal bands because following Tori through that whole entire record, which is only 4 songs, he takes you on a fucking journey, dude. He takes you on a whirlwind of time signatures and breaking time signatures and you just, and same with like the early Deeds stuff that we've talked about multiple times.
Too,
it's just like it's like there's no boundaries, but it's still like calculated,
Sure.
It's just a living organism of some, like people.
You're making your music a living organism. It becomes something that is not just you.
And then people, like, they put themselves to another. They hear something that's perfect or something that's perfectly recorded, and they might be like that in the beginning, but then they go in the studio and they're like, well, we could make this like way more perfect if we want to, and just like completely like dial this in and make it like so it's exactly what like in your head one day that you want to sound like on your instrument, but it's not like a realistic fucking, goal. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But
you run the risk of like sucking some of the life out of your music by
exactly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
No, I totally agree, dude. I love the aspects of music that make me realize like humans are making it. That's
sure. Yeah, me too, man.
Exactly.
So at Sublimation, you guys but you're taking form at that time. Obviously, you guys are really figuring out what you're going to do.
Yeah.
Nice. And you're in this situation where you're like, oh, we're going to do it all over again. But you actually record a much better, I'm not saying better isn't like what it is, but it's better sounding for sure than Spatial Design.
Oh yeah. Big time. Yeah. And that was kind of like when, like for me, like Jamie has become, Jamie was like, became a kind of a part of the band at that point. Like he just became a partner. Like he really like understood what we wanted to do. And he was like, he never like really produced us in a traditional sense, but he would always offer like the best ideas. Like if we got in our heads, like Jamie had a way of like getting us back out and like finding a path, like to, a solution to a problem. And yeah, I mean, that was just kind of like where that whole partnership started too. I like the sound on that record.
I do too, dude. With the Worlds Collide, what is that?
Yeah, song? Solar Winds. Yeah,
Solar Winds, World Collide, or whatever. I remember my younger brother and I would like try and match your hands on a song. Like halfway through the song, there's like a beat that you do, and we couldn't even get close to the feet, but we're just like, let's try and do the hands, dude. And we'd look at each other like, oh, dude, you missed that beat, dude. Nope, you're done, dude.
Also, too, one thing I want to bring up, but I'm going to kick myself if I don't bring this up, because I think we downloaded, me and Carrie were super into it. And I think almost, I'm in between whether it was Josh or Carrie who showed it to us. But because I think Carrie was the one that was the most into it out of all my friends. For sure. I mean, Anthony was waking up to it for a year, but like as far as like Carrie was
no. I'm going to say real quick. Everybody tells me they showed me Canvas. No, dude, I found that shit in a magazine, and I saw for fans of Cynic and Atheist, and I was just like, yes. I already said it this podcast.
So it might have been. So this might have been before like we even met.
No, Josh. It was a parallel thinking thing. Josh came across it, and you guys got to it before
I texted
come
Carrie
down to you and be like, dude, look what I found out. Josh jumped the gun because he lived with you. It's just open up my bedroom door, and
I texted Carrie. I said, did you show us Canvas Solaris? I'm on the pod with him right now. He's all, I feel like I did. I'm not going to lie, but maybe Josh.
I think everybody wants to have that. Maybe everybody wants to have that.
Carrie was the guy. I mean, for me, Carrie was the guy, because Carrie had this. Back to my question. So my question was, or maybe just a comment, how funny it was. So there's this old video of you guys. It might have been, and almost back when we were downloading videos off Hotline and before,
Hotline, dude. What a fucking drop
DC
right
plus
there,
plus.
dude.
I was deep, dude. DC plus plus was the ultimate OG shit. But we downloaded this. We found a video of you guys, and it was like a full set, and it was pre-YouTube, obviously. But you guys had like I want to say like a gopher, like a ground sloth or something.
Yeah, it's a ground sloth.
That's what Carrie always said, ground sloth, and I'm like, I don't know what the fuck that is, so I'm just gonna call it gopher. But
I literally like bought that thing off of like a third grader when I was in high school. I gave her her dad made it for like some class. And she had, and I was like, I'll give you $2 to get a candy bar if I can have that ground sloth. And like that thing, we even named it, and it just fucking sat in our rehearsal.
What's its name?
Forever.
I need to know its name.
I love
Archie.
Archie,
nice.
Dude. Archie the ground sloth.
I love that.
Dude, I fucking love that Carrie called it a ground sloth, and that's what it actually is.
I know. I was like, I don't want to say ground sloth because I don't know if that's your title
has been taken, dude.
I know.
Archie was our mouthpiece, man. We would like make cards, and Archie would talk for us.
Yeah, it'd be like their song would be playing, and then the next song would come up, and someone just comes and rips the card off, and then that's the next song.
That's what I would know. That's what I remember of watching old Canvas videos. Was you guys always had a card? The what are the?
It's like sitting there just like holding
gigantic cards, but cue cards. That's what it is. Cue cards. They're cue cards of the next song that was coming, and an explanation or something of like what the song was about.
I forgot about that. There's an explanation on there.
I don't know. I thought there was a lot of
there were other we would like get stoned and just like write weird shit on those things.
We were cracking up at that idea. Just like that with the idea of like, we're not going to talk to the mic. We're just going to fucking
well, we were like, we're not saying anything anyway. So like maybe we shouldn't talk in the mic either. We'll let Archie talk for us.
Okay,
Archie.
Dude, you just made me want to ask a question. So as an instrumental band, so me being a lyricist, I'm always like, is a message and naming songs and all that stuff, like how far do you guys go into a concept since it's just an instrumental song?
Normally there is no concept. Like I usually come up with the song titles. And I'll just find something that appeals to me. We got into kind of the astronomy theme early on, and it just like particle physics, and that whole thing just kind of seemed to work with our music, and like mostly stayed there. But like the new album, Chromosphere, is probably like the most thematic thing that we've done, where there's actually kind of a central concept. But I mean, one of the things I love about instrumental music is it can be about what anyone wants it to be. It's like, I like even our album covers and stuff are pretty impressionistic. Like, it can be whatever the listener wants it to be.
I really do like that aspect of art. Like, obviously there's certain types of art and music where it's just straight up laid out there for you, and you know what it's about, and if you agree with it, you're going to be in, and if not, then you're out. But I also like things being open to interpretation, because I like to let my mind wander. I like to try and go down the rabbit hole and really just like open it up for myself, because it actually is more satisfying in the end result when you got there with your own brain,
Yeah.
You said the ground sloth hole, not the rabbit hole.
No, sorry.
Yes.
I spoke out of turn there. So.
I probably owe it to Archie to know more about ground sloths, frankly, but yeah,
that's totally what I
does
should have said.
Does that still
dude,
exist
Joel.
in your guys' friendship or anywhere? Or
I think Nathan has him at his place. Yeah,
dude, I want that so bad. That would be such a sick.
Yeah, you know what? I'll we're actually playing in a couple of weeks. Let me reach out to Nate and see.
Dude, if I gave that to Carrie for like his 40th birthday or something, like
he'll wear it on the next episode.
Dude, I'll ship it out, man.
Dude, I will. Dude, that'd be insane.
Shut the fuck up, dude. That. Carrie's next appearance on the show will be in that costume, dude.
Yeah, deal. If I can find Archie, it's coming to you guys.
Oh my god, that's like seriously like
Jesus.
That's a huge piece of my early development metal. That's fucking because we always like me and him would always be like and talk about you guys Canvas Solaris and stuff and be like, and then that fucking ground sloth that they have fucking it's like such a funny idea.
This is important.
Is there a video I can pull up about this on YouTube or something?
It's on YouTube somewhere. Just type in what do you think, Canvas Solaris live?
Yeah, Canvas Solaris live or something. That was that show. Like, so
what era was this? Like the years?
06. So this is like Ben had left and we got Chris and Donnie in the band. But like the thing about the show that sucks is that like you see Nathan looks like the whole show. Nathan's just like, he had this shitty Digitech pedal that we told him to get rid of before we played. We were like, dude, it keeps shorting out. We're going to get up there and it's going to short out again. He's like, nah, it'll be fine, man. And it did in the first song. And so he was pissed the whole set and like just looks pissed. It didn't move or do anything. Like, great. And this was like literally was probably the first available like live footage of Canvas. And like,
that's where we found it. That's how it was like the
I
hidden
know.
footage.
So it's like, I mean, like we played fine, but like Nathan just, he looks like a bump on a log. It's like, could be a professional about this, Nate. Come on, man. Shit happens.
I know, but at the same time, it's like you have to look at it from our perspective. This is Hunter, what you felt about it. This is something that was like, it made an impact on us, who is outside of what you're talking about.
All right, let's play this.
Hey guys, I'm gonna grab something to drink and use.
Go for it. Go for it. This is perfect.
Right, cool.
So you see the card he has on there? That's the
yeah. Oh, it's.
Jesus. Watch, okay, wait till watch. I wonder what they have to rip off this is just one song of it. Okay. On the full show they rip off a new sheet each time for the ground slot.
Should they go forward?
No, it's only one song, so no, don't worry about it.
Okay. Oh yeah. Oh, are we not gonna see it?
No, I don't see it.
Oh shit. Whoa, that's cool.
You're using one of those claws, dude.
That's sick.
Where's the ground slot, though?
It's in the middle, dude. Look at that. Lead singer. Ground slot.
Yeah. Got it right there?
Yep. I need that in my life.
Sick, dude. Oh yeah, there it is right there.
Archie close up.
Archie.
Nice. That's awesome,
dude.
It really is. It was something that was very
ground
impactful for a lot of us that were very close at that time. You know, like we're talking, you know, the early 2000s now is like OG shit, you know?
It's
like, I know.
It's vintage now, you know?
I know.
And to be able to say that you know,
dude, the 90s are like the fucking 70s now. You know, to like
it is.
I mean, basically,
and we experienced it as it happened, and now we get that like, we're the old guys now that can.
I found this one. This is like the sloth is.
Got a sloth view?
Yeah, this is the sloth one. See, he's like right there.
I think it's
there. It is.
He's got a mustache.
Yes. For all the audio listeners, you're just gonna have to check out the YouTube to see the sloth. The giant ground sloth.
It's a cardboard cutout of a sloth holding a sign that has the song name.
And he holds up the cards.
Did I just see sandals on stage? I think I did.
Probably.
Oh no.
Keyboard player.
Signature look, man.
I'm an advocate for sandals on stage, dude.
Donnie dressed like
check it out. Boom. That's gotta be feet right there. That's feet right there.
These are bare feet.
Bare feet. It doesn't count.
Step up your game, Anthony.
Come on, dude.
Dude, the right foot looks like it has a strap on it.
No, it does. It's like a cable.
It's a shadow. It's a shadow.
Oh, bitch, it's a fucking wire, dude.
It's a wire. It ain't no sandal. Damn, this is sick. Yeah, so the sloth just. Oh wait, so there's a close up right here. Damn, look at that thing. Shit. Does it fit in the tour bus? Like, how does it?
Like any one of us who gets a man cave, you guys get it in your man cave. The first one to get a man cave, out of me and Carrie. That's what it is.
Wait, that's the sloth that you want, like the actual.
I would love to have that in the corner of my room, dude.
Is that what you're asking?
It's not a want. It's not.
How do you even ship that, dude? It must be like 6 feet tall.
Oh, we got to leave that on Hunter.
Yeah,
tell me how much I got to pay.
I'll cover shipping. It needs a but how
Joel got it.
Dude, it'll be like
I really hope Nathan has it. Like I can't imagine that like Archie just got lost. Because I mean,
yeah. Archie
was like a part.
You guys named him, dude. How could you name him and lose him? You can't lose him after you name him.
Yeah.
Wait, are you not? You're not going to need him in the future, though. You're not going to need to use Archie like at shows?
I don't know.
I mean,
do you guys have any plans to play live, or is that a thing?
Not right now.
Yeah.
I mean, we'd like to, but I mean, we're all like
logistics wise.
We all live. Yeah, we all live in different places now.
Yeah,
and like
very similar situation to Odious.
Families and jobs and adult shit. That just
dude, you're speaking our language, dude. But we're still making rent. Odious is getting ready to start recording again in the beginning of next year, and actually is exciting. At the same time, there's those hurdles, dude. All those hurdles, but we have like the very close bond that will always keep that alive, and if it gets to a point where it boils over and we actually get a fucking album out of it, then yeah. And I think that we're boiling over a lot quicker than we did before the last one.
It's probably 13 years between.
Yeah, so albums? That's what I was going to say. Like, you guys called it quits kind of at the same time, dude.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Odious and Canvas actually had like very similar timelines, and you guys had a very similar hiatus before you guys.
Exactly. It was not like, it was never anything bad. It was never fuck this, we're done. It was like
and it literally solidified it earlier when you were like, we've always been friends. I'm like, dude, you're telling my story right now.
Yeah. It was never about differences or anything like that. It was just kind of about life and yeah.
I feel like Casey and I we went through we were in Decrepit for a while, so we went through the rigmarole or whatever you call it of just touring, and we didn't want to see that life for a while after we were because we hit it pretty hard, and we were like, all right, well, like it's not we're living in California and like top 5 most expensive places to live in the fucking United States, and we're like barely surviving, you know, holding on by our fucking claws, just trying to fucking make it happen, and just seeing how things were going and actually being exposed to an actual tour life and being like, okay, well, this is not really a sustainable, like, long-term thing, you know, unless we like pretty much why we were into it. We're like, okay, well, if this gets like huge, maybe we have a chance to survive. But like, and
remember that one time I tried to steal a pillow and we got in trouble.
Oh yeah. Things like that
from a hotel. Like I was just like all super burnt, and I was just like, I'm keeping this pillow, dude. I'm done. I'm so done.
Yeah.
And they like stopped us coming out. They like, Matt comes in, he's all, dude, they're all pissed about the pillow. You give it back. And I was like, ah.
Like, dude, I mean, we're making like negative 25 cents an hour.
Yeah.
And like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, but there was times where we did okay, but there was times where we did terrible, like negative, terrible, where it was just like, we got to tour with our favorite bands and do all the fun stuff, but it was like, to when, you know, when is it going to finally hit a head where it's like, okay, well, it's not getting progressively better. It's like getting like maybe better for a second, then back down, and then better for a second and back down. It was like, I was hitting 26, 27, and I was like, I can't do the up and down anymore. Like I literally one more down tour and I'm fucking homeless. So we can't, you know, it's where like the tour life in a technical death metal band was not going to pay the bills. You know what I mean? It was just yeah. But when you have the you know, you look back on it with, you know, the rose colored glasses or whatever, and it was amazing. And I'm glad.
Of course it was. Yeah,
totally. Just like any relationship or anything in your life, you always look back like that was awesome at the time, you know. But there's always.
I don't think I even need the rose colored glasses, dude. I can still just look back and be like, that shit was awesome, no matter what glasses.
Well, you missed the part where you were what. My new acronym, I was peeing and I just thought of it. It's a PP is a podcast piss.
A PCP? A podcast piss?
You gotta
go take a PCP, dude.
Yeah, I'm totally into that. Yeah, I do it every week. Yeah.
No, I know, dude. I probably did that twice this episode. Sorry, I just got overactive bladder.
I'm going back to professor.
Lots of PCP on this.
So was this your next full length recording?
Yes.
Yeah, that's one I brought up earlier. Yeah.
Oh, you did? Are we past this already?
Yeah, that was
no, we're not.
Record.
Oh.
What's that?
I didn't hear confused.
No, I'm sorry. No, I brought it up earlier, but no, we didn't get past
just kidding.
it.
No, it's all.
I was talking about this is my wake up.
Yeah, that was your wake up music.
Oh.
That's the first record we did with for Sensory.
Okay.
And that was like a big deal for us because Spiral Architect and Gordian Knot recorded for Sensory. And,
which, by the way, dude, that episode great. About fucking Spiral Architect's album, that was my first episode going into Radical Research, and you hooked me so hard.
Dude, that album, man, that's one of those albums that I can pull out and it still just like astounds me.
And the way you guys talk about it, I'm like, yes, this is exactly the same thing. It's like the perfect prog.
Just to let people know, that's the Radical Research podcast, just because it's been a while since the beginning.
Go check that shit out. If you're a subscriber of this shit and you have not checked that out yet, please do, and come back to me next week. And
so Hunter, I feel like the way you speak and how articulate you are, I feel like, are you an author of some sort, or do you write? I feel like you do. Okay.
Yeah. In fact, I've got something else. So I guess we can talk later about some of the other things that we've got going on. Cause like funny, like to have been dormant for so long. Yeah. I'm busier now, and we're all like busier than we've been in a very long time, but I actually I'm putting together kind of a like journal / magazine kind of thing called Deserts of Hex. And Jeff's going to be a part of it. And I've got some other like really, really cool writers and musicians that are going to be a part of it too.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Gonna be,
I love those surprises, dude. That's another great thing about doing this show is like people you're reminded that everybody is so into getting shit done. And when you get more time to get shit done, then more shit happens, dude.
Yeah.
And
the older I get, the more desperate that becomes. You know, I look back now and I'm like, I wasted so much time just, being young or like,
well, you're a dad too. You're a dad too, right?
I am. Yeah, I am. And
how many kids you got?
Just one. I've got a 7-year-old daughter.
Oh, dude, congrats on that, dude.
Yeah,
and
thanks.
That actually takes a huge chunk of your life pie.
I mean, my life changed the minute she was born, man. It was like, it's not my life anymore. It's like my life.
Believe it or not, I have 3 of them, dude. I have 3 I have 3 humans.
How old?
10, 5, and 3. About to be 6 and 4. Yeah.
Busy guy.
Yeah. Dude.
Yeah. My grandma would always say
February, March, they'll be 6 and 4, dude.
Have you figured out what causes that yet? Or okay.
Awesomeness, dude. Fucking awesomeness, dude. That's what happens, dude.
My mom even actually, I was talking to my mom today, and she like was like talking about me
and
as
she
a
was
child getting
telling
sick.
you how sick I am. Yeah.
No, talking about like as you hit your glass on your teeth. But
did that audibly go through? Fuck.
Yeah. I'm trying to catch up, dog. I'm trying to get there. I've 6.
Yeah, I passed you up tonight, dude.
Yeah, I can feel it. But
no, can you? I can't.
No, but my mom was telling me like when I was born and stuff, like we were talking about like me getting the chicken pox and shit. Like she's all like, when you have a kid, like you start like when something is wrong with your kid or something that's going on, like that is like your life is like doesn't mean shit. Like you're all caring about like what the fuck is wrong with my child. Like it's
totally like on the back. We're on the back burner, dude.
Yeah.
I'm like the last person I think about. I'm the last person I think about in this whole situation.
Yeah. Just like, yeah.
So I'm like, I go down the ranks and then I'm like everybody's chill. Okay, now I can pay attention to myself.
Yeah. It's like,
it
brings up the selflessness.
My mom used to talk to me about like, she's like, you have no idea how you can love someone the way you love your child. And like, I didn't really think much about it until I had Ella, and it was like, wow, I look at her sometimes like, shit,
Yeah.
She makes you feel differently than any other part of your life. Like nothing else happens to make you feel that way.
Yeah, they always say that, you know what I mean? And I've pretty much with like 100% of my friends, like people that have, farted out kids. But no, fun. But that have had kids and stuff, they've always said that as like, it's one of those like those things you hear from like people like that are your elders that are like, time flies by faster than you think. You have no idea when you're a little kid. They're like saying this to you, and you're like, whatever, dad. Shit. And then all of a sudden, I'm like fucking almost 40 now. I'm like, oh shit, I was 23. Like, you know what I mean? Exactly. It's like it just all of a sudden just
we've
flies
probably
by.
talked about this before, but I think it's the more information we take into our brain, the more things we have to think about that makes the time go by quicker, because children don't have the long list
kind of more
responsibilities
more simplistic
that we have. We're not thinking about keeping the water on and the electricity on and paying the rent or the mortgage and blah 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 blah, this and that, and they just have like, I'm bored of my toys.
Yeah.
That's their thought. Like, I want some new shit, dude.
No, definitely.
And then I'm like, you got to earn that shit.
So Hunter, have you written anything that's published or anything? I feel like you're like just immediately when we started talking. That's why I even brought that up. I didn't even do any research. I just had a feeling with some of the words you were using. I was like, damn, this guy's articulate as fuck. Like I can immediately. I was like, shit. I have to like I'm drinking alcohol.
There are a few things on the radical. If you go to radicalresearch.org, there are a few essays that I've written. So my background's actually, I studied English in college and was planning on doing that for a living, and then things just went off the rails and wound up somewhere completely different. But yeah, I that's one thing that I really want to do more of is I love writing about music particularly.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've got some more plans along.
What's funny is like you being like in an instrumental band that you want to like pretty much write lyrics now. It's like it's like been this,
you always want what you don't have.
Exactly. So that's kind of like where it came. Kind of, I assume that you're like well educated because just hearing you talk. But
going into this, I was like, okay. There's one word that you and Jeff have used on. I've listened to maybe 6 or 7 episodes of your podcast, and a word that comes up frequently that I had never ever heard until this podcast and you have to explain it to me because I want to know what it is. Histrionics.
Histrionics. All right.
Histrionics. Yeah. Yes.
Hysterectomies. Sorry, I'm just kidding. Sorry,
it's like sort of like an outpouring of madness and chaos and just unhinged emotion, basically.
Okay.
So what's the suffix eonics? Does that mean just kind of takes it on a crazy road where it's like a normal history onyx?
I like that. Yeah, I don't know the etymology of the actual word, but let's just go with that. Yeah.
Well, it's Cryonics by Slayer.
You're two douchebags that barely graduated high school. Like, dude, what's up with this word, dude? Like, I felt weird when you said it. I
literally knew Cryonics by Slayer. It's like how dumb I am.
Hooked on phonics. Like, that's the only.
Hooked on onyx. Yeah.
Hooked on histrionics, dude.
That's awesome, man. So that's cool, man. Yeah, I could tell definitely that you have like a something about you that just screamed.
And Jeff as well. Like you guys talk like you do your fucking radical research, bro. That's literally what it is. Like these guys hit the books way harder than I do. And it's great because there are these guys that will hit the books hard enough to feed it to me in an hour and 15 hour and a half or whatever.
And explain like a genre or something like in terms or understanding like where things like where things came from and how they became to be in another band or something like that. That's like a lot of things that don't get broken down enough. And that one documentary guy from Banger kind of like does a pretty good, the anthropology of metal and stuff like that, does a pretty good job of that. That's like
Sam.
Yeah, that's right. That's kind of feel like kind of what you're doing with like more underground stuff.
But there's something about like hearing two friends talk that both know what the fuck they're talking about and have that same.
I feel like me and Anthony are like the opposite.
Dude, I don't even know why I'm on a podcast with you, dude. Like, this is like a experiment that went far south. We've been trying this for a year, dude, and I'm actually done. I'm done after this podcast.
This is the last one.
This is the last one. No, not at all. I fucking love Joel and Casey.
No.
I'd like to slide right in there if I can. If that's cool.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
How's it going, guys?
Casey wants to make sure we don't quit on each other tonight.
So Hunter, I just wanted to say, I wanted to give you my little spiel here about like praise and stuff.
Let's hear it.
And
praise it.
I basically like I said, I've been listening to your stuff for like well over 10 years. I mean, God, that was like the early 2000. I mean,
dude, it's been like almost
2005,
like 15 years.
Bro. Somewhere around there, we started to hear your stuff, and it's super cool. And I was like telling one of my friends, I was like, "Yeah, we're gonna have you on." He was like, "What? Crazy!" And then he sent me this album, and I was like, "Yeah, dude, that's like, or this. I think it's an album or EP, but it's like that. That's the one that like for me always stood out as like just my favorite from like the ones before, and it's the Atomized Dream one.
Yeah. That's my favorite. That's my favorite Canvas.
That is really good. Is it an album?
It is. Yeah.
Okay. It's a full length. Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. So yeah, the Atomized Dream, dude. This one right here. It's what is it? You can share the picture.
Sure.
It's got sick artwork too.
Yeah, Mars One. Yeah, Mars One. Check him out if you're not familiar. He's amazing. He, as far as I know, he was like a California-based graffiti artist early on.
Shit.
Oh, cool.
And then just stuff got more and more elaborate. And Ken Golden had a couple of originals, and he was like, "You guys need to work with Mars One."
I love that ambitious, we've, and I'm going to toot our own horn a little bit, but with Synesthesia, we went outside of what we thought was metal and found an artist that was, maybe knew about metal, but didn't really know about doing artwork for metal. And I love that art that what Casey just brought up, because I'm like, you guys don't even realize like what you would be getting into if you just found that CD cover the way that we would have back in the day.
I was about to say, like, you guys, I mean, we're all like roughly the same age, and like you guys know what it was like to just buy an album because of the way it looked, or like,
the art.
Oh yeah. And our friend Josh.
I love that.
That would be like, it's like in a crazy, it's like in a death metal section or something, and you see that, and you're like, what the fuck is?
And that would be like, I gotta put this off to the side.
There's people like ripping each other apart on every album, but this one is like in the same, and in its depth. Like, what the fuck? Like, it's almost like what you would go for, like back in the day, Hunter. Like as far as like you'd be looking for that. You know what I mean? It's kind of like. It matches up with kind of like what you grew up doing, like finding the weird things.
Us weirdos that were into Cannibal Corpse, but at the same time wearing sandals. What's up? We would be down with that artwork while we were flipping through the
Sandal Corpse.
Sandal Corpse, dude.
Sandal Corpse.
We would literally be flipping through that and be like, "Oh shit, man. Dude, what is this?" Like it would stand out to us.
Yeah. Something different. Like I was trying to put in the wrong section or something.
I was trying to get Anthony to get this Halloween costume. It's like a giant sandal.
I said I wanted to do it.
The face is like a big sandal.
Okay.
And then we're
all
gonna
the listeners right now, PayPal Casey enough money to get that costume. I'll wear it on whatever episode it comes first. What it comes quickest for.
Yeah, and then Joel, we got him the White Claw costume.
Which actually, I'm the one drinking the White Claws tonight. Joel's drinking that.
I'm endorsed, dog. I have to drink my seltzers.
Oh, that's right.
Okay, yeah. You need to tell Pat that I don't like this shit. I don't like it at all. So if he thinks that, but you said that those are better.
Oh yeah, they're better. Belching Beaver Brewery and located in Oceanside, California.
Oceanside. So that's SoCal, right? That's SoCal, right?
That's SoCal. Where I live.
Yeah.
What up, dude? Casey, walk over there.
Okay.
Or no, Joseph is actually closer. Joseph's closer to Oceanside than you.
What are you drinking? What are you drinking tonight?
I live in Oceanside, so I don't know.
What are you talking to me?
Yeah. What are you drinking tonight?
I just showed you White Claw.
That's not what there's no way.
All right, like fuckers.
10% fucking IPAs.
I've been working on those all night. He's
lying.
I can tell by your slurring that you're not working on fucking.
Whatever, dude. Come on.
It's not
He's
bad.
hiding at the White Claws. Oh,
it's not bad. It's not bad, but you're calling me out on it. What's up, revision, bitch? It's fucking Rasta.
All right, back on the Canvas train.
It's okay, the professor isn't here. We can do whatever we want. We can.
Yeah, we can just be bananas.
It's like a toga party tonight, right?
So no plans to play live. So you put that album out. So the last album. So you guys reconvening after so many years. Like how? So that all came together through. Who was the one that like started? Who's like put the seed out for that to even be a thing?
So Donnie, our keyboardist, who's no longer in the band now, but he actually lives in California. He took a job in California, and it was like in like late 2012, and we threw a going away party for Donnie, and we were all sitting around a fire, drinking, and it was like all of us, and it felt like old times. And Chris just goes, "So when are we making a record?" And Nate and I looked at each other and was like, "Yeah, we should probably do something."
Yeah.
And so there were a lot of like personal things that happened in all these years, but in 2014, Nate and I really got down to work on the material that became Chromosphere. It's Nate's record, more like most of all the other records are more collaborative, but Nate wrote all the music on Chromosphere. Like obviously Gail and Chris and I wrote our parts or whatever, but like all the core material Nate wrote. Nate just had like this very specific vision for the album. And it was the vision that album needed, and he just ran with it. And we're in a spot now where we're more or less self-sufficient. Chris has a studio, Gail's set up to record. Nate's got enough stuff, he can do all this programming and stuff at home. So we really took our time with it in a way that we never had before. Like before it was like, well, we never had a lot of money and we never had much time. And so we would go into the studio for a week or a week and a half. And like, that's what we got. And this time it was like basically recorded over the course of 2 years, just kind of piecemeal.
Yeah.
That time, it gave us time to kind of let the music evolve, and like, if we wanted to redo something, we had the luxury of actually doing that.
That's something that I wish that most of my recording would have had, like, other than like synesthesia was like the longest thing that I had with, but other than that, like you only had a week. Boom.
Yeah.
And your vocals are going to be done in the last 2 days.
That's what's fucked up about like for vocals. Like if you don't have like a legit like studio, usually it's going to be like, all right, knock it out, dog. Like it's like everyone else can do their clean tracks.
That's what it was.
And do their tracks as long. I'll take December, January, February and get my tracks done. Like for as far as recording costs and stuff.
You got
like
Thursday and Friday, dude.
yeah, it's money in the bank. That's why, like, I mean, pretty much the way that's a lot of people have been doing it now is just, the recording at home, send the dry tracks to the engineer, they re-record or reamp it, and just that's, saves the most money. It's just the way to do it now, it's unless like, especially in like a band like you guys or us, where it's like we're spread apart so far, where it's like we can't jam every week 3 times a week and stuff. We have to just like, all right, there's programs we can help like learn the music and stuff, and then we have to record it, and then we send it to the person, and drums have to be done. I mean,
but I still love the fact that like we're still creating something together. Like it gets passed to Joel, back to Casey, back to Anthony, and all this kind of shit. Like I love that we're still like, here's the current situation, add your thing, and then we'll pass it on to the next one. Add your thing. Like I still love that it's like,
oh, I can't stand it. I can't wait for it to end. after this one, dude, I'm over it, man.
No, I do miss like sitting in the same room.
This is me talking in hindsight, like looking back, it's just like we're still involved.
Oh, I know. Well, like as far as like the old school, like sitting in a, like there's a nostalgic thing about like, okay, practice is Wednesday and Friday. Like that's
which that's it. And I'm actually very excited about Casey. Like we had a recent conversation about him coming up and recording with Zach again. And I'm just like, dude, Joel, you're doing this too. We're fucking going down there after work. And we're just gonna be there for a few hours and watch and be there. And
it's gonna be so weird because we've been so remote for so long. That's
I know,
we're actually gonna be like
and
in the same
Zach
room.
With long hair. He has long hair now.
Yeah, just recording music and stuff like that, like we did back in the day. And it's gonna be the nostalgia that we used to. I mean, that was part of my life growing up. Was like band practice. That was like going to band practice. That was like sometimes it was I didn't want to do it, and sometimes I fucking hate myself for those times now because like that hasn't been a thing in so long, but that was part of our development. It's just like sitting in a room together, understanding each other, and like actually putting stuff together rather than just being like, okay, here's a part this
is what you do, you go do this thing, and then we'll add that to the pile. And
the music evolves in such a different way doing it like that in a rehearsal space in real time. This past weekend, Nathan and Chris and I played. So we're working on, it's basically written. We're going to do an EP next, but
under the canvas.
Yeah.
Oh,
but like we jammed
Cali Death exclusive.
I've got some other really, really exciting news I want to share with you guys later.
Yeah.
Too.
Oh, dude.
I'm really stoked on, but like we played together in one room for Nate and I are the closest geographically. So we still get together pretty regularly, but like playing with Chris, the three of us doing it was like, it was so much fun.
Totally.
And Joel, I'm like you, man. Like there were times when I was like, band practice again.
After
and
work
now
or
I'm
something.
like, God, what I wouldn't give to
exactly
band practice.
Exactly. It's like almost like a old relationship, it's like, oh, that was so good back then, but there was times when you didn't want to be there and you didn't want to do it.
Football
you know what I mean?
practice. Like now I hurt so hard when I did those practices, but now I'm like, I need to get back into it, dude. I'm
like
feeling a little
shape.
flabby again.
Yeah.
I'm rocking a Mersey, a baseball Mersey. Sorry. I need to run around the fucking diamond a few times, dude. Now that I'm wearing this, dude.
Do you remember
I'd be fucking out of breath
when we were young, like when we first started jamming all that stuff, and I first moved up to Santa Cruz, and we would get like energy drinks and coffee and stuff, and like jam at like 8 o'clock at night. We're just all like drinking like
it's so funny that you said that energy drinks and coffee at night, and then when we wake up, it'd be Gatorade in the morning, dude.
We go to bed at like 3 in the morning because we're just all like,
it was
practice till like 1 or 2 in the morning. That we'd practice late, like or till midnight at least, like whatever.
I just remember like being like even in Decrepit in their earlier years, like joining that band and then like being in the practice room where they have the huge Decrepit banner that's like all custom done, and it's like all these amps facing each other, and it's like it was serious. Like it was like I want to make sure I did okay. Like it was one of these. I mean, also too, I loved them, but also I'm in a band that like people know about now, and I'm like, oh shit, there's like pressure.
You just felt more pro when you got into that.
Well, also too, if you fuck something up, I was like, shit, like I don't, like it was one of those.
Yeah,
things,
that's
like,
what I was saying. It's like more pro. Like, I felt like you were going to work.
There was like 10 people at every practice, like watching on the amps, just going like, okay, do the thing, and you're just like, fuck, like shit, this sucks, but also this is awesome. You know what I mean? It's like, that's the banner.
That's the banner.
Oh yeah,
that's the banner. That was the banner over. The jam spot.
So that's so crazy though. Like to think that Canvas, the way that you guys play, like you would have known. It's not that crazy. Like now that I've listened to your show, I know that you're just a fan of all facets of music. It's not just metal.
No, it's not.
So
it's probably more prog than metal, right?
I think metal's metal's been the one constant in my life.
Yeah,
and I actually listen to as much metal now as I ever have. But yeah, I mean, I'm like super into like 70s prog. And like, but prog just of all sorts. I'm really into like the rock and opposition stuff, like Universe Zero and Present and Thinking Plague and Henry Cow and all the Italian bands from the 70s. Big like 90s hip hop fans.
Nice, dude. You made my ears perk up right there. Like, tell me some stuff about the 90s hip hop stuff that you're into.
Yeah, like pretty much like up to and not just 90s stuff, but like a lot of the like Def Jux, Anticon stuff too. Like,
oh my god, dude. Hunter, we got a separate podcast already going, dude.
Yeah, Cannibal Ox. That's one of my
Cold Vein is one of the greatest hip hop albums ever created, bro.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. All right. I know Casey and Joel don't want us to hear about this or talk about this. So let's do it.
Let me talk about it. When did we say you can't talk about it?
I don't know. I just see Joel just like smiling at me IPA. Like, here he goes with the hip hop.
Go for it. I don't no problem with that at all.
Okay. So Vast Air and Vortal Mega are two dudes that from the New York scene that I think everybody who listens to hip hop needs to know about these dudes because they were two young cats that fucking LP and Def Jux. LP is the guy from what is it?
Yeah,
now?
Run the Jewels.
Run the Jewels with Killer Mike.
Yep.
Sorry. Run the Jewels with Killer Mike is like his current project now that like boosted him up to fame. But LP, the producer of that whole shit, had a record label called Definitive Jux, and literally Aesop, like shout out to Trevor as Joel's walking away, his roommate loves fucking Aesop Rock, dude. And Aesop Rock was on Def Jux.
Yep.
Fucking another great dude that I love so much, C-Ray's Rawls. He was on Def Jux. Fucking Cage. Cage, who worked with guitar player of Hatebreed.
Yep.
On his album before he stopped doing music for a while. It's just like
Mr. Liff.
Oh, Mr. Liff. I saw Mr. Liff at Bottom of the Hill,
Nice.
which, by the way, you brought up Don Caballero, however you want to fucking pronounce it.
Yeah.
I saw them at Bottom of the Hill, the same place that I saw Mr. Liff. And these are little tiny places. And so I want to know, okay, Savannah, Georgia, what is the venue that you go to as a younger kid that introduced you to the underground shit that you fell in love with?
Right. The main venue here for, metal and underground stuff is this place called the Jinx. And Savannah had a pretty vibrant scene at one time. Bands like Baroness and Kylesa, Circle Takes the Square.
Yep.
Black Tusk came through a good bit, that sort of thing. But I saw Hammers and Misfortune there, saw Dysrhythmia, saw Witchcraft. But yeah, that was kind of the place down here.
Hell yeah, dude. That's sick, dude. I mean, we all need those places.
Yeah.
To as a youngin' being introduced to the game, like a place to get underground music is very, very vital,
Yeah, totally.
And we're very lucky, there's not a lot of people didn't have those places, and they had to dig themselves, and those people that really dug and got deep, like kudos to them, dude, because you had to do your own research, your own radical.
Yeah. You did. But you appreciate it more doing that work,
Oh yeah, that definitely in the long run, the payoff is greater when you got there yourself, no doubt.
Yep.
And that's why I love these luck of the draw things that we were talking about earlier, where you're flipping through the CDs and you're going off the artwork and the logo and the record label and all that stuff, and then you go home and you put it in the CD player and it's actually a banger.
Yep.
And you're like, oh, dude, what the fuck did I just stumble across?
You brought up Dysrhythmia. I remember that band. That was a sick band.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
since
man.
I've heard of that name or thought of that.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin's done a lot of stuff too. Like, I mean, he's in Vara. It was in Gorguts.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. He's got another, I can't remember the name of it, but he's got a new band too. But yeah, he's a great guy, like, and really prolific these days. And Colin too. Colin from Behold the Octopus. We all got to know each other early on. In fact, the three of us played some shows together. That was a lot of fun, but we got to know each other pretty early on because of the instrumental thing. Kind of reached out to each other, and they're all great.
What a bill that would be like. Let's say like Don Caballero, Dysrhythmia, Behold the Octopus, and Canvas Solaris.
Check this out real quick. Elbow Room. It was a Stratosphere, Dysrhythmia, Behold the Octopus. That was the three. Josh, me, David, and a few other people all went out. It was a $6 ticket, bro.
Should we break down the next guest?
Shit, I think I might have been there.
Dude,
you might have been there too. It was $6 on the ticket and $1 Paps, dude. We drank. It took me.
I might have been
me $16 to get hammered, and I saw all the bands, dude.
Yeah.
I saw Stratosphere on the Palace and Mirrors tour. That was like one of the most humbling shows I've ever. I mean, it was like. So like the first song, we were just like, holy shit, these guys can play. And then they just all switched instruments. I was like, you guys are dicks. Yeah.
My old roommate was Lee Smith, the drummer, for a long time.
Oh, dude. So, yeah.
Oh,
so
Georgia.
What's really hilarious is that either like Lee's brother or Lee's girlfriend's brother, whatever, wound up going to Georgia Southern in Statesboro, where I grew up. So Lee and I used to talk back in the MySpace days, and Lee was a Canvas fan, and super cool dude, amazing drummer.
Totally. Lee was an unofficial member of Odious for a while.
And
we had him.
I have a picture of him right now. I don't know if I can show it, but it's of him with Decrepit. I don't know if you can see. This is Lee, or is over here. That's
nice.
That's Lee right there.
Yeah, dude. So Lee was in Santa Cruz with us for a while. Or near adjacent, and Casey decided he wanted to play guitar for a little bit, and Lee was like, I want to fucking play drums in Odious, and he would show up with a laptop and play Odious shit through notation while Casey was on guitar. Joel was on bass.
It was just a weird.
It was a weird.
We were experimenting because
we were experimenting.
We were like touring a lot with
doing
it,
it.
So,
you know,
yeah.
We had a lot of
Lee
fun
would bring over
Lee
would like bring over Timba from a Stratosphere and bring over Trey from fucking Mr. Bungle came to my house once. I'm like, what the fuck? That guy looks familiar. It's like, dude, it's Trey from Mr. Bungle, like in your house right now. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, because Secret Chiefs guys would show up, like shit like that. Just having Lee in the household.
I remember Kevin playing guitar and like filmed him one time.
The beneficial to be in the area that we were in at this time, dude.
Well, Kevin would play the shamisen guitar, the Japanese shamisen. And then he'd pick up randomly, God of Shamisen was the other band, and then he'd pick up a fucking like a Strat or something that was in there and play like fucking. He'd play like Yngwie Malmsteen.
He's just in our living room. He's like hanging out. We're like, what's up? And then like. We didn't have phones like that recorded back then, so I had like a camera, I guess, like a video camera, and so like he like picked up like our Ibanez and just started playing like Yngwie Malmsteen stuff and did like all crazy. I just filmed him like.
He's like, I think I remember this. It's like, I think I remember. It was like,
I was doing this in high school, dude. I moved above it to shamisen guitar, bro.
Yeah. That's cool.
That was part of the. Go ahead.
Oh, no. I was just going to say, like, this is definitely like a radical research episode for the future. It's like Dave Murray. That guy, like, totally underrated, man. Like, Deserts of Tron, the death metal record he did is Tholus. Man, that guy's otherworldly. All those dudes, man, just like crazy talented.
Yeah, those guys are. Yeah, dude. And Jason has an Orange Tulip Conspiracy from
now that's Atomic Ape.
Atomic Ape. Now it's another album or another band name, but they just released an album. I just bought it.
Castle Tele Orchestra.
Something like that.
High Castle Tele Orchestra.
I don't think that's it, but it's something like that. It's something close to that.
That's
but like
Tim stuff.
It's Jason stuff. So this is Jason. He's the guitar player. It was him and Kevin were the guitar players of Stratosphere, and they just dropped an album, and it's another band name though, so it's really hard to find. Red something. And
Red Faction.
Red Fiction.
It's on the John Zorn label.
Came out. It's on Zodic.
Yeah.
And it's really hard to get. It's really hard to get. Like, it's not streaming anywhere, which is kind of cool. But like, you have to buy it. Like, if you purchase it, like they send you That's
how Zorn is. He doesn't want to be on any of the streaming.
Yeah, platforms. It's like you go to a fucking restaurant. It's like one of those like bills you get like on a restaurant. It's just like one of the old school like fucking like negative, I don't know, bills or whatever. And like, it fucking was awesome, man. It's had
super
a Stratosphere.
Sick,
a Stratosphere kind of like tinges to it, it's kind of hinting at the Stratosphere.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, if you go all the way back, Zorn's like the beginning of all that shit, dude. And he's before Bungle, he's before a Stratosphere. It's like all those dudes were listening to that shit and being like, listening to Naked City, and they're like, all right, what do we do?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
we're gonna go to college and we're gonna study music and we're gonna do our own thing. Because don't they have like PhDs in fucking music and shit?
Yeah, they all have degrees in music, like most of a stratosphere does.
Did I just say PhD? Yeah. Can you get a PhD in music?
You probably can you?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah. You can.
I thought that was doctor stuff. Sorry. Oh shit!
I mean, Dr. Dre got one. I mean,
he got a fucking PhD in hip hop.
Yeah,
Did he get a PhD in hip? It has to be in hip hop.
Dude, Dr. Dre fully has a PhD.
Really? It has to be in hip hop, though, dude. If it's any other way,
I don't know if it was like presented as an option, but but Hunter, you said you had some big news at the end. I kind of want to know what the big news was.
Well, we're not at the end. Are we at the end?
We're ending.
Close.
Ish.
Yeah, it's almost 1 o'clock here.
Yeah, we're ending.
Shit. Sorry, dude.
Anthony's just getting started.
Sorry, dude. No, I'm sorry.
Yeah. So, well, I'll tell you like about a couple of other things that we've got going on too. First, so Gail, our bass player, has a project called Gorging Shade, which is sort of a black death metal project influenced by like Decibel Omega, like some of the more out Oliver stuff, Edwin Zende, that kind of stuff. Really stoked on that. We're almost done recording that. And
you're drumming on that?
I am.
Oh shit!
He's playing flute.
Yeah, drums and flute. Yeah.
No, but for real, that's you made me.
It was fun though because like I hadn't like blasted in a while, and that was it was fun to kind of get back into that mode. That I've got a project that I do with Gail and with Nathan too called Plague Psalm, which is kind of a experimental percussion and electronics based thing. And we just recorded an EP, and that'll probably be out in the next few months. But I'm like, the thing I'm really, really pumped about too. I'm pumped about all of it. I'm just in a really good place, like musically, I feel like. I'm going to be the new drummer in Sculptured, which is a band from Portland featuring Jason Walton and Don Anderson from Agalock. And I've been a fan of Sculptured for a long time, and we're working on.
I remember Sculptured, right, dude.
Yeah. So I'm really pumped about that.
So Sculptured, the one that where's the other?
Dave Murray played on their album Embodiment.
Oh, nice.
So where's the original members based? What
in
country?
Portland. They're here.
Oh,
yeah,
shit.
They're
Okay.
in Oregon.
Maybe
in the country of Oregon, the city of Portland.
The Republic of Oregon.
Republic of Oregon. That's awesome, man. That's cool, man. Dude. I'm glad that you have this new, I don't know if it's renewed, but this like new fire under you that's like wants.
It kind of is, man. It really is. Yeah. Yeah. I went like most people. I went through some things in 2020. Things that were like really, really bad for a while, and kind of came out on the other side of those. And it was like, you know what, man, things, I survived. Yeah. Let's get some stuff done,
Totally.
That's cool, dude.
Kind of just put a new respect on life.
And it totally did, man. It really made me kind of dial in things and realize.
It's like, all right, this is how quick this can go. This is, this is like a shared stay we're in right now. We have a really short period of time. Let's fucking that's awesome, man. That's cool.
And I just really thought about like 2021 or 2022 as being like a really big year for music coming out of 2020.
There's going to be a lot of like inspiration coming from everyone's stuck at home.
And I'm so glad that fucking Hunter is fucking the one that got inspired during that time, dude, because it sounds like there's multiple projects with your drumming on that I fucking need to hear, dude.
I'll get you everything.
Yes.
Fuck yeah. Mainly the ground sloth first, and then we'll talk about it.
Yeah, don't send any songs until Joel receives the ground
Joel,
sloth.
my first order of business, like in the morning, is I'm going to call Nate, and we're going to locate Archie, and then I'll get
go in the middle of.
If Archie, this is the thing.
I can't. I can't wait to walk that thing into UPS. and be like, I need to ship something. I'm not even going to wrap it. I'm going to be like, so I've got the likeness of a ground sloth that I need to send to California.
If you get the sloth in your background for the rest of this podcast,
dude,
it'll be actually so happy
right here.
Dude.
The whole podcast
right there,
going on.
Dude. Oh, so perfect. It's open space right there. Open space. Yeah. You don't miss the pictures on the back or the cars. It's all there, dude.
I swear to God, if that's here, it'll be right here. It'll be me and the ground sloth the whole rest of the podcast.
I'll drive down to Santa Cruz and fight you if it doesn't happen, dude.
Oh, dude, you will not have to do any violence.
No.
But fuck yeah, man. I'm super stoked that you're fucking doing it again and fucking getting out there. Is there any other projects besides what you mentioned?
No, not right now. Like I said, we're working on some new Canvas stuff too. And yeah.
Fuck yeah. That's awesome, man. No,
that rules.
I'm so stoked you came on here. Like, it's one of those bands, like I was saying, like Theory and Practice or Anata, like one of those bands that like was part of the progression of when I was younger listening to music, and like I'm like, who the fuck is this band? And they never, to me, got the notoriety they deserved, because they were like up in the same ranks or above the bands that got the notoriety. And
I've said it so many times, dude. These bands are like software upgrades to our brains, dude. And Canvas, I say it every episode, but it's so I love that way to describe it. It's like you don't realize that you're literally getting an upgrade while you listen to
me. Canvas was like a software downgrade because I heard it and I was like, fuck, dude, I can't do that shit. Like, I just gotta like down on myself, like fuck. And it's like I went from
you got a virus, dude. You had to re-upload.
Yeah. No, but that's fucking awesome, man. You guys brought something brand new to the whole metal progressive scene, and it's stuck immediately. I'm super glad you fucking came on here, man. That's awesome.
Oh, dude, this was amazing. Yeah, thank you so much. It is my pleasure.
Dude, we're actually missing a host right now who really is not stoked to not be here right now because you are also influence to him, and Jeff is also a person that he looks up to. So I honestly think that I want to bring you and Jeff back on when Joseph's here, so we can have the true Radical Research Cali Death podcast crossover, and Joseph can do his thing and really pick Jeff apart, pick you apart, and get that crossover really like official,
I'll be happy to return anytime you guys will have me. Yeah, this is amazing.
Fuck yeah, man.
Hell yeah,
dude. That's so cool, dude. And thank you so much for giving us your time.
Thank you.
Where can everybody go to get some Canvas Solaris merch?
So we've got a Bandcamp page. Canvas Solaris. You can buy the CD there. You can do digital download. Hopefully we'll have some merch up there pretty soon. So yeah, just check that out.
Fuck yeah.
Oh yeah, dude.
Support these guys.
Any way you can support, please do. And again, you've gotten this far. If you don't know what the fuck's up with this band, you're doing yourself a very big disservice. Okay, go check this shit out. I guarantee you pick any song, it'll fucking hook you in, dude. No doubt.
Boom. CanvasSolaris.bandcamp.com. Boom.
There it is.
There you go.
Boom.
Check it out.
Well, that looks cool.
Chromosphere is the newest one, which we didn't really get to talk about it too much, but it was like, whoa, they are back. Yeah. They are back hard.
I got 3 or 4 like friends like completely never even heard you guys. I was like, dude, Canvas Solaris is coming back. They're like, who? And I'm like, dude, check it out. And Trevor in the other room was like, it's literally like one of his favorite bands.
Yeah.
Like
awesome.
And you guys, your influences really show through on this one the most.
Yeah, I agree.
And hearing you talk about, older thrash metal and weird thrash metal coming through, like in the newer shit, you do it very tastefully, and it's right where I need it to be. And dude, it's just something that I love listening to right now.
Awesome. Thank you.
Oh yeah.
No doubt, dude. And again, through this, getting this podcast together and finding out that you did a podcast yourself, I'm like, oh shit, let's check it out. And I'm like, oh, now I'm a super fan. Like literally a super fan, dude. I started listening to other podcasts this week that I always listen to. I was like, wait, no, let's find some more radical research.
What platforms is Radical Research available on?
It's on Spotify. Is it Stitcher?
Okay.
It's on Apple Podcasts. That's where I usually listen to mine.
Yeah.
Cool.
And that's where I found it, and that's what I listened to on the Apple Podcast shit at work.
Fuck yeah,
dude.
It's got
guys,
69 ratings, which is funny, and it's 5 out of 5 stars. Boom.
It is literally. It is very, very good, guys. I don't listen to any podcasts. Okay, I listen to good shit. This is this is one that made it into the good shit, guys. I'm not joking. You're gonna. And even if you don't know any of these bands, just trust me, please start at the beginning.
They've done their radical research. They got it down.
They have definitely done it. And you've heard Hunter enough on this podcast. You know, this dude likes to talk. Jeff Wagner and him are a very unstoppable duo.
Yeah.
Unstoppable duo. That's all I got to say. You guys are going to have fun with this one.
Fuck yeah.
We're really not that hard to stop.
That's right, dude. No, you're not. And I didn't even realize you're what? Listen to me. I can't even talk right now. You're much more unstoppable than us right now.
Anthony's so stoppable right now.
You can stop me at. You could show me a yield sign and I'll stop right now.
Fuck yeah.
All right. Well, yeah. Good times.
Do a little rap.
I guess Casey's feeling it right now.
We did all the goodbye shit. You just, we have to do the goodbye stuff, right?
Oh, did we do all the goodbye already?
Yeah, we did the goodbyes, dude.
Did I start the goodbye?
Oh my god. Okay.
We've been on a goodbye thing for about 7 or 8 minutes.
All right. Well,
it's like when you're like walking up.
We're gonna do
like, all right. They get the car and drive away. They still wave from the car.
No, it's like when you
I'll
say
chase your
someone,
car down the street as you're leaving my house.
It's like when you say goodbye to someone and they're still walking next to you because like they're going in the same direction. You're like, all right, bye, dude. And you like keep walking.
Yeah, I'm that guy. I'm that guy for sure. Dude.
Anthony's like calling them in the car as they're driving away.
I am that guy.
This is why we get sponsored by alcohol.
What? No, you get sponsored. I didn't get sponsored shit. I bought my own beer.
Doing your best. You're gonna do it tonight. I think
I'm doing my best.
Gonna reach out.
Yeah. All right. Hunter, dude, thank you so much, dude. We will be in touch, no doubt. I want Jeff to come back on with you. We'll do a radical research crossover deal. That I would love that. I know Joseph would love that. Thank you to all the subscribers. We're still cruising along, dude. Fucking 1 point whatever we are, but we're fucking cruising on YouTube. Hit us up on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Give me the ratings. Give me the fucking stars. All that shit. The lovely stuff.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Casey's all right. Casey, you take it out from here.
I'm just kidding, dude. Fucking around.
No, podcast, Spotify. Fucking. I'm gonna try to. All right. Thank you guys for the subscriptions. Hit all the buttons. We had.
You taking my shit?
Whatever. Hit the alarm button to get the updates. Coming soon, whenever a new podcast is posted, boom, you will have an update on your phone. Just letting you know, it's that easy. So,
dude.
Thank you very much, Hunter.
Hit up that copper crab. Hit the copper crab shit. Joel was just on there.
Than this.
Cheney, Naveen, we love you guys. Love all of the subscribers. Rock on. We'll see you guys soon.